Officials at the IRS are warning that because of the chaos caused by the cuts of Doge and Elon Musk, we could be looking at a $500 billion drop in tax revenue this year, or a 10% reduction in the amount of money that the federal government collects because of what Doge has done. Now, I'm sure by now a lot of us have seen, maybe some of you have even posted, those memes going around online like, hey, should I even bother filing my taxes, or is Doge going to get rid of the IRS before, April 17th? And of course, yeah, that's funny. Haha, we get it. But in reality, there are legitimate people, wealthy people, and the corporations that they run that are not laughing at that. According to the IRS, those people are actually taking that very seriously. So here is what's happening according to the reports, and this is why the IRS says, we're looking at a 10% drop this year, in spite of the fact that the economy grew last year, which means they should be collecting more. They were actually projecting a, 2.8% increase in tax revenue this year. But because of the cuts, because of the lack of enforcement, we're firing all these people that are meant to go out there and do the audits of the corporations and the wealthy elite. We're scaling it all back. We're reducing the number of enforcers. So that has sent a message to the wealthy tax cheats across the country that, listen, maybe you don't pay all that you owe. We don't have the resources to go after you anymore. We're going to have our budget slashed by the Republicans. We've got fewer employees for the remaining budget that we do have. We just don't have the resources to go after the wealthy tax cheats. And the wealthy elite and the corporations that they run are salivating at this idea. Salivating to the tune of $500 billion. Now, a couple things to point out about this. As we've discussed, in the past, when President Biden, brought in the additional IRS agents, their job was to go after the, wealthy tax cheats, not the regular tax filers. The reason they had to do that was not because, we just don't have enough people to audit everybody. It's because audits of, somebody with assets totaling in the millions or possibly billions, you can't do that in a day. You can't do it in a month. Typically, those audits do last several months, and it takes a lot of manpower. So we had to bring in more people to do that. Whereas an audit for your average everyday taxpayer, married, 2 kids, 1 house, whatever, those audits, the IRS can go through that in about a day. So those are quick. Those are easy. And of course, it puts an unnecessary burden on the working class. The wealthy elite, on the other hand, much more assets, more money spread around, more business holdings, more investments, more write-offs. That takes a lot of time. So now that they know that the IRS is understaffed, it is underfunded, and that already understaffed agency is probably going to have even more people slashed off, they become a little more reckless. Maybe they write off things they know they can't write off. Maybe they don't report income that they're legally required to report. It's a gamble for them now, and they feel like they know how to take the house. And so that's what they are planning on doing, according to the IRS, right? Yeah, sure, it's speculation at this point, but the IRS is already telling us we're almost, 2% below the number of filings we are at this time of year. And, we're just a couple weeks away from the deadline, and they're not getting tax returns in. So that's a problem. The other issue I'd like to point out, though, is the fact that wasn't Doge supposed to save the government money? Like, isn't the government supposed to have more money on hand because of what Doge is doing? So however much they claim that they have saved, which I think the real total comes to $16 billion? Okay, well, you're about to lose us $500 billion. So, quick math in my head, that means we're now down $484 billion, Doge. They're not saving us money. They're losing money. Like, this is a bad deal. This is a bad investment. but not for people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump who are running it. They'll get to save money. So, in the end, as per usual, regular, average, everyday Americans, we get screwed, but the wealthy elite running our government, they're about to make out like bandits. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.